All right, happy Friday to you. Welcome to the Jim of All Trades channel. Glad you made it by. My name's Jim. I'm a crypto trader and a forex trader, and I'm here to help you understand the market from an Elliott Wave perspective. We're going to look at Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum today very quickly. Just kind of look at the micro count, see if we have any more up moves coming on this wave, or is it all heading down for now? Looks like we're getting a bit of a pump right now, even as we speak on camera right here at LTC. And a wick down. We'll have to wait and see if we get any follow through on that. A lot of times it starts pumping, it'll back down, and then head on. There is major on the 5 minute chart. Just don't forget this is some financial advice. As we jump in, here in Litecoin, there is major hidden. Bullish divergence, hidden bullish divergence. Let's talk about that. Hidden divergence is continuation divergence. Okay, in other words, you have your RSI becoming oversold. It's oversold here, and it is to the downside here. And so, if you look at the relationship of this peak to this peak here, and to this peak, you can see how price has come, the RSI line has come down below this peak here. However, we have a diverging pattern up here. It diverges from it. That's why we call it divergence, where this peak, even though the strength of the move to the downside was increasing to the downside, the, uh, the strength of price could not be pushed down below this peak. And so that's what we call hidden bullish divergence, because it basically lets price reset. Now now this is the 5 minute chart. So what that means is price is moving. We're getting the 5 minute pump here. Okay, so you're only going to get a pump here in the 5 minute chart. All right, so this is already almost into the overbought territory as well, but chances are we might get a pretty tall wick here and then a rejection most likely. We do not have the hidden bullish divergence on these on the larger time frames. When I go to the 10 minute or the 15 minute time frame, we do not have divergence at all. Here we did have, this is Litecoin now, just so you're clear. We did have the divergence here on this leg right here, but that's already played out on the 15 minute time frame. You see how price is going up, and the RSI was heading down right there. You can kind of see it. There's divergence, very clear as day, and that's hidden bullish. And so that's why we got this move, and it looks like we're getting our continuation to the upside there. So remember, hidden bullish divergence is continuation divergence. It's excellent. It's very, very helpful. Now we also have that hidden bullish divergence right here. On as price is making higher highs, you can see how in this section of the chart, RSI is heading to the down. Now remember, all divergence is all divergences, no matter when you see it, what kind you see, can be wiped out. It can be wiped out at any time by strong moves. So if you got bullish divergence, okay, you can wipe that out with a strong down move. If you've got bearish divergence, you can wipe that out with a strong up move. So don't rely solely on divergence, but it's certainly helpful to help you see what might be coming next. Okay, it appears that we might be getting a follow through or a finished wick, one more pump to the upside potentially, if that's what this divergence is telling us, unless we just get a strong dump which wipes out that divergence. Okay, what that would do would bring price down here, and then the line would be shaped this way, just like that one. And so that divergence can go away by a simple move to the downside. So that's what we're looking at here. Let's take a peek at the since we're on Litecoin, let's see if we can take a peek at the count and see if we can come up with some kind of a count that makes sense. You can notice kind of a clear, just looking at the pattern here, you got kind of a clear head and shoulders right here in the middle. So we may be having some down move here once it breaks, but we've got some continuation to the upside. I don't trade patterns here, guys, but we were calling for down, and a lot of people may have been seeing this head and shoulders right there. So we measure this guy and bring it to the breakout right there, and down was the direction, but it never made it down. It was a false signal there. So again, this pump really didn't make a lot of sense to me, except that it looks like we got right now. It's just a three-wave move. It may or may not be finished, but there's a three-wave move here. One, two. Looks like we're going to get some more downside at some point. Um, let's see. Hold on one second. All right. Um, So let's see here. Let's take a peek at this count right now, very quickly. Sometimes the first thing I do is I just highlight what I see right away. What I see right away is that we have a move that hasn't even come up to the one-to-one extension. We got a three-wave move here. Let's see if we put the fibs on this guy. How would that affect things? Yeah, this has the one-to-one extension from here to here. We got a one-to-one extension, but I don't like the wave shape and the wave extension. It just seems too, it looks like we got a three-wave move here. Didn't this move didn't make the one-to-one extension either. That's what's making Litecoin so hard of a chart to take a peek. I mean to figure out. What is this move right here? Is this a diagonal? And it could be. Let's see if we can see a diagonal here. It's kind of a clearer. Do we have the wave count for a diagonal? One, two. Yeah, what do you do here? Where's the wave count? There's no three, four, five. Yeah. I don't see five waves here. This is so hard. I mean, just the structure is just all broken and just super, super, super hard to see. Just what I see off the cuff here, three wave move, three wave move, three wave move. WXY. And now we got a five wave move and a three wave pullback. Looks like down could be the direction for Litecoin. Maybe. Let's check this wave out and see if we have a one-to-one extension at all. We haven't reached a one-to-one extension. I would expect this to come up to 46 to 47, but we haven't hit the one-to-one extension on some of these. So let's watch out there. Man, if it gets bullish, here's what it's going to look like. If it's bull wave, we're going to get up here to 50 and continue. Okay. If it's bearish, we're going to stop. We have to stop somewhere around $46, $47 in that ballpark, double top, and head down if it's bearish. And so that's the key levels to watch on Litecoin. The key levels to watch on Litecoin are $46 to 47.50, that double top region right there. So watch that. If we get past that, guys, and get up to the 1618, which is the $50 region, we're going to want to think bullish. Okay, we should get a little bit of a pullback and continuation. Okay, and we'll start hitting those targets that we've been looking for a while. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing there. But right now, I like the wave shape personally of this rate. Oh, not that. I like the wave shape. Just I would rather see this. That would make more sense to me. And then we moon from there. This will be some kind of a one wave followed by a three wave pullback, and then we go. Or this is some kind of a three wave correction, and then we get five waves down to finish, and then we head up. Either way, coming down before we go up is what I think. It's what I think it should happen. I'd like to see that. The wave structure kind of the wave structure feels more like it looks like it needs to come down. Now let's look in. We're on the 4-hour chart here. Let's see if there's any divergence that's going to help us think about that at all. Really don't have any divergence to speak of that I can really see. No divergence there on the 4-hour chart. Nothing to help us there. Nothing to help us there. Let's look at Bitcoin here, see what we see there. Let's start with the 4-hour chart. Let me get these MAs off the screen here. First off, we did, instead of Litecoin didn't make a higher high, but this one did. It is a three wave. It is a three wave structure, which would imply corrective, but it could become a five-wave structure by another move to the upside. So we're waiting to see if we're going to get another move to the upside or not. Is there any kind of divergence on the 4-hour chart? I don't see any divergence at all. That's helping us. We don't have any bullish divergence or bearish divergence on the 4-hour. Do we have anything on the 2-hour? Let's see. No, yeah, we do have a little bit of bearish divergence here on the 2-hour chart right here. We are very oversold well, I say very. We're 79. We've been more oversold, but you can see how this peak to this peak is down, while on this chart, this peak to this peak is up, and so that's actually just regular bearish divergence. Not very strong, not very great, but it is there technically. What could wipe that out easily? A move to the upside. Okay, another pump to the upside, and then down. All right, so I don't see any divergence happening. It looks like we're going to get continuation most likely. Now, I do see some hidden bullish divergence here on the 2 hour. Let's look at it in the 1 hour. It's a little bit clearer. You can see how we're going sideways with price, but the RSI is resetting. Okay. And we look at the peaks, and so this hidden divergence is very helpful for trend continuation, guys. Okay, so we look at this peak in relationship to this peak here, this peak in relationship to this peak here. Now, right now it's still going up, but you can see that this has come deeper than this has traveled. Okay, in relationship, so the price line is a lot steeper than the RSI line. We almost have exaggerated divergence there. Not quite divergent yet, so we need another move to the downside, a little bit more. Stay on this trend line like that, and then we would have that divergence like that. So that's kind of what we'd be looking for another move to the upside. And with the continuation divergence of hidden divergence. So let's look on the 30-minute chart. I would guess that you're going to see that divergence playing out a little bit more. Yeah, it's a lot clearer on the 30-minute chart right here. Let me show you. So we're looking at this peak in comparison to this peak. Okay, so you can see basically that moves there, and then this peak in comparison to that peak right there, and you'll notice that this is going down. This is hidden bullish divergence. That's what that is. Okay. So now again, all that can be wiped out by a move to the downside. So here's what I would do. Here's what I'm going to do just to protect myself from that move. If we break this trend line, guys, I'm going to draw a trend line on the chart. If we break it, here, let me see if I can get this a little bit more centered. I'm going to get rid of that. There we go. If we break, let's see. Let's draw it like this for now. Off of this bottom, this bottom. I would like to see price come on down here. I'd like to see it come down to this region right here. Retest this. Get way oversold right here. That would give us our move here. And then our move there, and so that would give us hidden bullish divergence with a majorly oversold condition and a clear momentum to the upside. So really watch that divergence here. That's what I've been eyeing on, because to be honest with you, the Elliott wave count has not been helping me. So I'm just really using momentum analysis and RSI analysis for help with these moves. But you gotta again remember that the divergence and the momentum analysis can be wiped out by any strong move, any direction. Okay, so be aware of that. All right, so basically, guys, we have hidden bullish divergence on Litecoin and Bitcoin's charts, especially on the smaller time frames. You can see it much more clearly. On the larger time frames, we do not have any divergence at all for Bitcoin, and so there's not a lot of help there, which means that we're probably going to get some trend continuation. At least that's what it would imply, unless the market makers come in and make a big move here. But again, going sideways, this sideways consolidation, challenging to navigate. So chances are, if it's going up, let me just show you what the tendency is for the chart to do. If it's going up, it'll have a tendency to move down before up. You can see how we went sideways for a while, we went down, and then we went up. Okay, so that's a tendency. So we might have already had our little bit of a down move here. It could continue on up. Let me get to the 1 hour chart, put the MAs on there. You can see how right now we are bouncing underneath of the 20 MA. So if price crosses back to the upside and gives me another continuation candle to the upside, I'm gonna wanna really kind of look at that and say, hey, maybe that's maybe that's a trade we can take for a continuation pattern. I like the 20 EMA crossover. I've got a strategy using that as well when price crosses the 20 moving average. My red one is the 50 moving average. The blue one is 100 and the green one is 200. So if some of you want to know what my moving average, they are not EMAs. They are just simple moving averages. Okay. So when we have price crossing over that, yeah, it doesn't mean it's a good signal because especially when we're in these consolidation zones, you tend to get a couple of fake out moves until finally you get a substantial candle that kind of a reversal type candle that gives us a signal. Like for instance, let me show you a couple. Right here, we had a cross to the upside, and then we had a cross back to the downside. But what we had here is a substantial candle here with a retest and then a down move. Okay, and that's often the case here. Okay, so we had a couple of false signals here, but then we had a substantial candle, a retest, and then an up move. Okay, so that's kind of the way it does it. Okay, we had you got a up and then a down. You got a couple false signals. Then you get a substantial candle with a retest of that line, and then we get our up move. It retested it again and came up. And so the 1 hour chart is pretty good with the 20 MA. It kind of keeps you in the right trade. So I would suggest that you kind of take a peek at the 20 MA, especially when the Elliott wave count is not clear. Okay, and the Elliott wave count, to be honest with you guys, it to me is not clear at all. Not clear at all. This right here is just doesn't look good to me at all. It just doesn't. It doesn't feel right. Doesn't look good to me. Um, I want to say we got a leading diagonal in here. We can see it better than Litecoin, but there's a lot of things I don't like about that. Let me tell you, just from an Elliott wave perspective, this is a very hard wave. This is a very hard wave. Right now we got a three-wave move, but if we get any kind of continuation, that's going to change. But we'll have to watch and see. Guys, tough chart to navigate, tough trading right now. Okay, so be smart, be safe. Make sure you're using good stops and good risk management. Guys, if you need to learn how to trade, I've got trading night schools picked back up. We're trading, learning how to trade on the foreign exchange. You can check those videos out. I gave a primer last night in session timing on the foreign exchange. One of the beautiful things about the foreign exchange is that the timing of the moves is around bank hours, and so you can time the move a lot better than you can Bitcoin. Bitcoin seems to move randomly. There are key times that it does move: 2 a.m. in the morning, 6 a.m., 8 a.m., and then 2 in the afternoon. But you never really know when the moves are going to happen. It's really kind of challenging, and so the moves happen a lot more consistently around bank hours in the foreign exchange. So I would encourage you to watch that video and begin learning a new market. If you're not part of the foreign exchange, you can have volatility every day, whereas in Bitcoin, in these sideways markets, you're really just kind of waiting. Our trading group is real silent right now because we're just waiting for Bitcoin to reveal what she's going to do, and you never really have any concept of what she's actually going to do. But if I had to guess, we're probably going to have a fake out to the downside with an up move continuation. If I had to guess, based upon what this chart is looking like. But we'll have to wait and see. All right, you guys have a fantastic night. I said we look at Ethereum. It's going to be just like Bitcoin here. Let me just take a peek. I almost cut the video, but I need to do what I said. I'm going to go through Ethereum as well. Ethereum's just kind of been straight up. I mean, it's just crazy. Let's get on the 4 hour chart and you can see it a bit better. Let me show you a couple of the places it did this. It just pump up, and then it just dives. Okay, so watch out for these pumps. Whenever you see these continual pumps here, pump, just got boom. I mean, we're setting up for a big down move. So I don't know that we're going to have any more up move. Or how much more up move we're going to have. We do have divergence here on the right here. It's very clear to see right here on the 4 hour chart how it's bearish divergence here on the 4 hours. So watch out with Ethereum setting up for a down move. Okay, we've got multiple time frame bearish divergence here, so be careful. Bearish divergence showing, but we do have bullish divergence on the other chart, so hard to tell. But Ethereum, I tell you what, is actually a bit of a better chart. It's clearer in a lot of ways. So be careful. There is divergence to the downside pointing. We may still get a pump up to about $206 up to this region right here before we get the tank. So you never know about that. So anyway, this price may come on up to this trend line right here before it tanks, and that's probably the way I would look at it. That would give us another pump with Bitcoin as well. So be careful. All right, guys, there's the analysis for today. Just some things to think about. You guys have a fantastic weekend. It's my daughter's birthday, so we're going to celebrate tonight. So happy birthday, Grace. We love you, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.